So we're blending the programming with your academics.
Exactly.
And still you were able to maintain first class.
Yeah.
Right from first year to fourth year.
Yeah.
Charlie.
So, it wasn't that easy. It was.
So how did you do it? Like, I learned you don't usually learn. You don't usually learn. You are like last minute learners.
Exactly.
President.
Yeah, but it's
like
how advise that for anybody.
This is why you don't do this at home.
Yeah, I see.
Like how did it?
Okay,
like share your experience. How did you do that?
So before the sem starts, we usually do 7-8 courses within the sem.
Okay.
And I don't learn.
You don't learn.
Yeah, but I go to class.
You go to class, but you don't learn for.
When I come back, I don't.
Unless it's assignment.
Very good. Unless it's an assignment, then you just have to put it together. I go to a counseling app, an E-Counselling app for students. So I realized if a student is depressed or something, you have to walk to the counseling center, to
the offices.
Exactly. And if you are going, I'll see you entering the offices. And the counselors too are few. So if I put myself in the shoes of someone who needs help, I wouldn't do that.
And there are some students who are also shy to speak in.
That's kind of me, because I wouldn't want anybody to see me going there, and so I'll kind of keep the.
But the moment people see you going for counseling, they think maybe you have gotten broken heart and those kind of stuff.
And start asking questions and then teaching
them.
I didn't do websites for Despite.
Yeah.
Do his son. That was a both step. He wasn't having. I did a both step. I didn't show it to them, and then they liked it. So.
Has it been approved or
it's online. It's online.
Oh,
it's online.
You have accepted.
Exactly.
So how much did they pay you?
That was 6,000, but I only want to say those amounts.
Okay.
The reason why I chose PhD was because Mark Zuckerberg wrote PhD. He used PhD to write Facebook. Okay. Yeah, so the first version of Facebook was created with PhD by Mark Zuckerberg. So I learned Python. I guess everybody talking about Python.
The greatest of all time.
Right. And I don't know Python. It's a programmer who can do stuff and you don't know Python.
You have to know it.
I learned Python. And it was very easy learning Python. I actually learned in 4 hours. Because I went to
4 hours?
Yeah. So one other project I built was in 2020 Corona hit. When the Corona hit, yeah. So the next project I'm going to talk about is the game. Now it's still online. The game. Corona Hands, right? COVID-19. It's still online.
COVID-19 game?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's online, so maybe I'll give you the link and then you can put it in the description.
You have to just give me the link. So you haven't launched it?
I launched it 2020. I got money from it.
You got money from it? Okay, so we'll come to that part where you guys make money from online. Like how?
Okay.
Let's finish with the project.
Okay.
Hi YouTube, it's your boy Mr. Labs. I'm back again with another exciting video. And in today's episode, I have a friend here who is going to share his experience with us through his programming journey. Yeah, he started programming some years back and now he's a programmer. So he's going to tell us how he was able to blend academics with programming. Let's get right into the video. I want you to tell us about yourself. Who are you? Where did you start your secondary education? What have you done? Like, tell me something about yourself.
Alright, so my name is Dickson. Dickson AJ.
Dickson AJ.
Yeah, and I went to SumSec Tech. Okay. I did general science.
General science. So you're a science student? Yeah. Oh, I see. You did physics, projectile motion, then organic chemistry, then things. Yeah. So I see. That's great.
Yeah, so I graduated in 2018. I came to the university and I studied petroleum engineering. And I graduated last year. Okay. Yeah. So currently do my NSS, National Service at the UITS as a software developer.
Software developer. Yeah. From programming engineering and petroleum engineering, sorry. And now you are doing NSS as a software developer. Right. So when did you start learning programming?
Okay, so I see the light bulb went off in 2015. Okay. So in 2015, I think I read a biography of Mark Zuckerberg and then kind of got to me like he was 23 years and he was able to build this kind of huge social network.
That's Facebook.
Exactly.
Okay.
And looking at the impact he made, I was like, come on, this can't be it. So I went ahead to read about other people like that, and then I found out, software engineering is like the gold mine. Sorry. So that's when I started learning. So the first thing I learned was HTML.
HTML. 2015. That was when you were in SHS.
Yeah, no, I was in JHS by then.
JHS.
I just finished JHS.
Oh, okay,
right when after WASI, that 3 months to stay home. Yeah. So I started HTML and I finished it. I completed HTML. I had a certificate on SoloLearn.
SoloLearn. Yeah, you did it on SoloLearn.
Yeah, so that's my first experience, encounter to programming on SoloLearn.
So by then, did you have your own laptop or desktop that you were using for practicals, or you go to cafe? Like, how were you learning it?
I was lucky enough. My daddy had a laptop. Or he had several laptops. Like, yeah, then he had one already, and then we installed then another one too. I was lucky enough, my daddy had a laptop, and we were allowed to use it. And then he had the modem as well. I still have that modem with me. So I used that. I was using that.
Okay. So after HTML, which programming language did you learn?
Exactly. So after HTML, I moved on to CSS. But then, yeah, CSS. So it's called cascading style sheets.
Okay.
So I think HTML in kind of layman's term, I'll say HTML, CSS is the wife of HTML.
Okay.
Because without CSS, HTML is like, it's nothing, it's just plain text. So with CSS, you have some styling to it, and then makes you see colors, and then all the buttons become very, very nice.
Okay.
So after HTML, I went to CSS, and I didn't finish learning CSS. I didn't get a certificate from Sudan. So, but then I know CSS. I kind of finished the course, but I didn't finish with the certificate. So I kind of stopped somewhere. Then I got into SHS, no longer go from there. Then when I got to SHS,
you couldn't get a chance to learn again.
Exactly. So I was more of the book stuff, and then science, physics, chemistry everywhere, reverse reactions everywhere. So I kind of paused my programming, then I focused on academics, and it paid off very well. Immediately I finished SHS, I came back to it. I studied PHP.
Okay.
Hypertext preprocessor. That's how some people say.
All the sense of that particular language. What do you use for?
It's a server-side scripting programming language for web development. There are some applications you can use framework to do other things with PHP, but then it's basic functionalities for web server-side scripting. So more like
kind of database.
Not database SQL, but server-side. I mean, makes your web pages dynamic.
Okay.
So maybe exactly. So server-side scripting.
Okay.
Server-side scripting. So the database actually like SQL to add SQL to PHP and that. So I learned PHP, and with that, I didn't learn for a certificate. I really wanted the knowledge. I really wanted to do dynamic websites myself. More like I could think of anything and I'll just do it. The reason why I chose PHP was because Mark Zuckerberg wrote PHP. He used PHP to write Facebook. Okay. Yes, so the first version of Facebook was created with PHP by Mark Zuckerberg. So I was like, okay, cool. Then with PHP, I can almost do anything I want. And yeah, it happened. I learned it. I've read books. I have a lot of PHP books on my laptop right now. I read them. I watched videos. Yeah. I actually got Twitter. Like a Twitter clone. That was kind of my first experience with building this kind of system. So I built a Twitter clone from scratch. Everything, yeah. So I followed the tutorial on Udemy. Yeah, I got the tutorial for free. And then I watched that tutorial, and it actually helped me to kind of build anything I want. Okay. So my one advice I would say is to actually learn something, you have to do the thing. So more like programming is really hands-on. So if you think, okay, let me learn Python, and after Python, I'll think of what to do with it. I'm advising you think of what to do, and then you do it. Okay. It's kind of counterintuitive, but then do it. Because that's the only way you actually.
Everything. I should have asked you this. What's programming at all? Like, a lot of people think programming is something. Like, explain to us what is programming before we continue what you have ahead.
Okay, so programming is like very, very broad, like extremely broad. So I would say it's more of giving instructions to a machine.
Instructing the machine to do something.
To work, that's all. So that's the basic, like the broad way of saying it.
Okay.
Then you can instruct a computer, you can instruct a robot, you can instruct your website, you can do basically a lot of things with programming. So more like writing instructions for computer's processor to process and give some output.
You see, my audience a lot of them don't have like experience with programming, so I would like advise to break the terms down. So he said after SHS then he learned PHP. Yeah. So that one, how long did it take you to learn PHP? Were you able to learn everything? Well, like to the knowledge that you want to know in PHP.
Exactly. I don't actually remember the time it took, but I'm actually still learning PHP 5.
Yeah, okay.
No. See, well, but I think with so much experience, I'll say it takes around 2 weeks to actually learn a programming language.
2 weeks?
Yeah, around 2 weeks to actually
consistency
learn. Yeah, just
like spend how many hours per day?
A whole day, Charlie. Every
day. You are spending your whole day on your machine.
Yeah, but you
like a minimum of 12 hours.
So like, see, 2 weeks means like getting just the syntax. Like,
okay, understand how it works.
Exactly. Okay. And then maybe 2 months for like experience, like you are a PHP programmer, you slap in your sleep, you can be like, okay, yeah, sure, this is this. this is how we represent arrays in PHP. And this good. And then if you actually study a lot of programming languages, you know they are similar. More like their functions, you know, some specific, like you have comparing programming languages to normal languages to speak. There are verbs, there are nouns, there are prepositions and all these things. In programming too, we have functions, we have variables, we have classes with object-oriented programming languages. We have so we have all these, how should I call them? All these, I call them pillars. So more like if you want to learn a programming language,
you have to know all these things.
Exactly. You just have to know how do I declare variables in this language? How do I write a function in this language? The function is supposed to be a subroutine. So how do I make a subroutine in this function in this language? How do I arrays? How do I do arrays? Is this an object-oriented programming language?
You have to understand the rules.
Exactly. And the rules are like similar. I think they're like 7 or so. I think I don't know around 7, but there are more. But the main ones are around 7. If you know how to do all these things in a particular language, I can say you're comfortable to say you know the language.
Okay, so which year did you come to KNUST?
2018.
2018, then you got
August 25th.
So was petroleum engineering your first choice?
Yeah, it was my first choice. I didn't really stress. My last results were really good.
So you were a brother? Oh, yeah, quiz boy way back.
Yeah,
I see.
I actually participated in NSM too.
So which level you guys?
Oh wait, we didn't actually go far. The first prelims now.
Which school? Like which school? Elementary guys. Otibwati. Oh, Charlie. Sorry for your loss.
A heartbreaking moment.
Oh, Charlie.
Anyway.
Then you became an engineer in KNUST. So how was your university life without like programming, like your academics, your life throughout the university? How was it?
Okay, so at the start it was good. I was the first person to out, but it wasn't that easy. It was, how do I say this? I liked petroleum engineering, but then I was also passionate about tech. And I didn't want to leave it behind. I actually left it behind in SHS, but when I got to university, I didn't want to leave it behind.
Yeah.
So I tried to do both of them at the same time.
Okay. So you're blending the programming with your academics.
Exactly.
And still you were able to maintain first class. Right from first year to fourth year.
Yeah.
Charlie.
So it wasn't that easy. It was.
So how did you do it? Like, I learned you don't usually learn. You don't usually learn. You are like last minute learners.
Exactly.
President.
Yeah, but I don't advise that for anybody.
This one, because you don't do this at home.
Yeah, I see.
Like, how did it, like, share your experience. How did you do that?
So, before the sem starts, we usually do 7-8 courses within the sem.
Okay.
And I don't learn.
You don't learn?
Yeah, but I go to class.
You go to class, but you don't learn for.
When I come back, I don't.
Unless it's assignment.
Very good. Unless it's an assignment, then you just have to put it together. And then 1 week to make sem, 2 weeks to understand. That's what I do. 1 week to make sem, I make sure I sit down, run through. My friends were like really smart, like actually the best students in the whole, the best students in the whole engineering. So
your cycle of friends was brilliant.
Exactly. So if I need help, let's give a call, let's just run into everything, and then I can get it. So, and I've been going to class, I know what has been happening. So 1 week to understand, so 1 week to make sem, 2 weeks to understand, I get prepared, I put everything aside, my books alone. I buy new exercise books. If there are 7 courses, I buy 7 exercise books. I write the lecture slides. I write them in the book, like from the top to like from the starting to the ending. Read through all the slides, those with calculations. I make sure I solve hands-on. Usually you get some past questions. I solve them, and then you just have written there. And it works. It doesn't work all the time, but it works mostly. Yeah.
So all this time that you weren't actually giving much energy to the books. Those times you were before your machine programming.
Exactly. I built a lot of projects back in school. I built a lot of projects, and actually one of the projects, the reason why I'm still here doing my service. I built a counseling app, an e-counselling app for students. So I realized if a student is depressed or something, you have to walk to the counseling center to help offices. Exactly. And if you are going, I'll see you entering the offices, and the counselors too will see you. So if I put myself in the shoes of someone who needs help, I wouldn't do that.
And there are some students who are also shy to speak in.
That's kind of me, because I wouldn't want anybody to see me going there, and so I'll kind of keep it.
But the moment people see you going for counseling, they think maybe you have gotten broken heart and those kind of stuff.
And I start asking questions and then teaching them. So I was like, a system like this where a student can actually say good, and then so come to any counselor, whether male or female. this is what I'm going through. And then the student can hide his or her identity.
Okay, anonymous.
Yes. So it would be like a game changer. So I think I got so passionate about this and I built the system. I did it from scratch. So the whole backend from scratch. For the UI, I had a UI kit, so I didn't really pay more attention to the UI, but the backend, I did everything from scratch. And I built the platform, it worked. One problem I was facing was the messaging side. It was actually really difficult to build a two-way messaging system. I don't know, but then, unless it was kind of very difficult for me. I did it, but then I really struggled. So
it didn't get easy.
Exactly. So I spent like half of the time building the whole system just on the messaging. A lot of other features, anonymous features, features for students to post, where counselors can select, all those features for them. But then the messaging features took like more than half of the time. So I finished the system and.
So that one, how long did it take you? Have you completed it?
Oh yeah, a long time, like back in school, yeah.
You did it back in school?
Yeah.
So how long did it take you?
I think like, should I say half of the semester, it's more like 2 months to do it.
2 months to do that?
Exactly. So I spent like 1 month. Oh, good. Oh. Yes, thanks. So I think like 1 month to do just the messaging part. And then, so after all the system wasn't done, there was still some improvement, but like the basic functionalities work and you can use it. So when I finished the system, I was like, okay, fine, I'm done. What next? So I took a bold step and I walked to the UITs. At first, because I actually went to a counseling center. And then I went throughout building the system, I went to ask them what they needed, what they think a system like this could be, and then I got some ideas and I used it in the system. After building the system, I walked to UITs and then I went there. I just told them this is what I've done. And then luckily for me, the person I met was the head of software development, like the one in charge of what I did.
Okay.
That's the person I met that day. Then it was a very nice experience, very nice, very, very, very nice. He spoke to me, took my contact, and was like, okay, sure. And then I actually suggested the NSS something like, okay, sure. So when the time he opened, he let me know. And then from there, he gave my number to another worker within the URTS who later contacted me for another meeting. So he called me, I went there, they reviewed the system, they scrutinized the system. And then, the messaging side was good. Everything was good. But the messaging side was, there's something called Ajax. If you do programming, Ajax workers, anytime you send a message, it makes a call. But then if you are still not sending a message, it still makes a call. So a call, like an Ajax call.
Ajax call.
API call, something like API call.
You break it down for us. Like in layman's thing, like.
Okay. In simple thing, you know about it, but then the way I built the system, if the server is actually serving to a lot of people, if a lot of people are using the system, the server would kind of go crazy or something.
Jam.
Something like that, yes. Okay. It wasn't an efficient way to write the code. So, and I knew it because I struggled doing it, but that was the best I could possibly do at that time. They suggested I use WebSockets. An efficient way. And then I started.
The WebSocket is also a programming language.
No. It's a way like how Ajax is like a method I used for the system. It's a different method
of doing it
to achieve the same thing.
So outside this KNUST E-Counselling whatever you did, sorry, I don't know the name for it.
E-Counselling.
What other projects have you built?
Okay, so
or have you done since you started your programming? Can you name few?
Okay.
And some of them, even if you were able to earn something from it.
Okay. So first, I started with I call it help out in first year. Help out. More like how students can help other students with questions.
For academics.
Exactly. So if you have a question, post it on the platform and then other students will help you out. So the platform was running. I had 300 users. It was cool because people can post questions and then, I had to call someone else to answer those questions. Okay. So when let's say an anonymous person posts a question, I see the question and I don't have to answer it myself. I have to call someone else to answer the question.
Okay. So the platform was kind of you were managing everything.
And then the platform do, but then it was like kind of one-sided. More people were posting questions, and then there weren't enough people to actually help solve those questions.
Okay. So the demand was high.
Yeah, but then at the other side too, the help was not much. So more like I have to keep calling people. If I say, okay, this is a programming question, I'll call someone I know. I'll do it myself. Or this is a math question, I'll call someone I know. This is a business question, I'll call someone I know. From so I call someone I know. It was kind of hectic keeping it afloat. But eventually, I think I got to around 1,600 users. In KNUST here.
2,000 users.
1,600.
1,600.
Yeah, I
That
think
was
600
powerful.
something. I know. But then I realized like how more than half of these 1,600 were bots. Yeah, they're bots.
Yeah, okay.
If you visit the website, you just confirm if you're not a robot and things. Yes, it's very, very important. And then
Why
I
is
think
this so important? Because we seem to be annoying. Like,
it is
I want to
not.
reach out to a website, they'll be like, confirm if you are human. Why? I'm a human.
It may be annoying to an actual human, but it protects the owner of the website from what happened to me.
Okay.
Like more than half the users were bots. Like so you see some usernames, you can't even read some emails and then it kind of populates your database and you be thinking that, oh yeah, I'm actually growing, I'm actually getting users, but then
No, it's a fake
users. Yeah.
Okay.
So I have saw that and then kind of decided to shelf the project, shelf the project for now. And then so the next project I'm going to talk about is the game. Now it's still online. A game, Corona Hands, right? COVID-19. It's still online.
COVID-19 game.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's online, so maybe I'll give you the link and then you can put it in the description.
You have to just give me the
link. So
you haven't launched it.
I launched it 2020. I got money from it.
You got money from it. Okay, so we'll come to that part where you guys make money from online. Like how? Let's finish with the project.
Okay. So one other project I did was in 2020 Corona Hands. When the Corona hit, yeah. So my friends were building tracking apps using APIs to build tracking apps because those apps were kind of ubiquitous, they were everywhere. So I was like, I wanted to do something because we were in the house. We were just sitting, waking up, eating. You can't go out, just in the house. I wanted to do something, and I don't know, it dawned on me like, why don't you just kind of make this whole thing fun?
You show that you won't be bored.
Exactly. So I was like, what about a video game? And I spoke to my brother about it, and he was like, it's a good idea. Quickly, I started building, like immediately I started building, and within like the next 3 months, I think around April, see, Corona hit, and then we came home in March, I think around March. Around April, I started building, and in around July, everything was done. Yes. So it was just a video game. It's actually still online. You can get access to it. I think put in the link. So it's like a Pac-Man type of game, but it's nicer than Pac-Man. And then you just be dodging coronaviruses until you get home. Then you can use power ups, like you can use your sanitizing gun and all that stuff to see.
Which projects?
And actually, this project, I participated in a competition. It was an Africa Gamemathon. It's a hackathon. It's a game, so a Gamemathon. And out the I think I won in 3 categories. Not like a winner, but I was second in 2 categories and then a third in a third category. I think the last category there were 6 categories. The last category was female. So out of 5, the game came out as a winner in 3 categories. And I gave $500. $500
from that?
Yeah, it was a lot of money at that time.
Okay, you really enjoyed
myself. And then that was when my parents actually started seeing
interested
in what I'm doing. Like,
okay, the sense of that. Okay.
This programming is okay.
But parents, no man who's scared forget you.
Anyway, so yeah, so after that, I built a lot of websites for other clients, other people. I didn't do websites for Despite. Yeah.
Okay.
Do his son. That was a both step. He wasn't having. I did a both step. I didn't show it to them, and then they liked it. So.
Has it been approved or
it's online. It's online.
Oh,
it's online.
You have accepted
exactly.
So how much did they pay you?
Don't start, but I only want to say this amount.
Okay.
Yeah, through both steps, I find a need and I try and solve it. So despite like this, I saw he wasn't having the website, and then I did it.
Man, he needs a website.
So I built it. It's online. I was at KwameDespite.com. It's online. And then getting to him is quite hard. So I got to his son, Kennedy said. Yeah, so KNUST.com is also his website. Okay. I went through him and then it was a nice encounter and we still talk.
So I have seen that you have done a lot of stuff. So can you tell me so far the number of languages that you have learned? Because the programming languages are a bunch. There are a lot. So which of them have you mastered?
Exactly. So from how I view these things, I learned the language based on the project I want to do. So the project comes first before the language. Okay. So let me start. So I started with HTML because I wanted to do Facebook. Not exactly, but I wanted to do something like Facebook. I started with Facebook. So I learned Facebook. So I learned HTML. Then I followed with CSS. Then I followed with PHP. And then I followed with Java. I wanted to do an app. Okay. It was another project. Okay, sure. I didn't see the light, but then I forced. Okay. And then I learned Java. And then back in school, I think around third year, final year, sorry, after the counseling project, I came up with another project. I had to learn C, like C. Who would learn C at this time? Like, usually you use C++, but then I learned C, like C language for that, and it helped. And then after that, I learned Python. I guess everybody talking about Python.
The greatest of all time.
Yeah, right. And I don't know Python. Like a programmer who can do stuff and you don't know Python.
You have to know it.
I learned Python. And it was very easy learning Python. I actually learned it in 4 hours. Because I watched a 4
hours.
Yeah, it was a video. I watched it. I took some notes. I was like, okay, fine. This is how you declare variables. Fine. You don't have to add any you don't have to add any semicolon at the end. Okay, indentation. There's no curly braces. So it was like, okay, it's kind of eliminating things in your old program language and making it so simple, like more like writing math functions. So I was like, okay, sure, that's cool. Then I tried my hands on some projects for the Python. I learned it because of the project I was working on.
Okay, sure.
I find numbers.
So, with your experience with programming, what advice do you have for students or youth of Africa? What advice do you have for them?
Thank you. So, for programmers, our advice is just keep building, because just keep building. Yeah, one after the other, just keep building. And for those who are kind of thinking of, should I get into software engineering or not, I think you should. Yeah, if you're looking for a sign, it's really worth it. I think it should actually help you to think very well.
Okay, it helps you to think well.
Yeah,
in that case, I think there's some kind of mathematics. If your mathematics background is poor, you can't do programming.
I wouldn't say don't do that. Don't learn programming because I wouldn't say don't learn programming because you have a bad background in mathematics. I would say learn programming to better your math, because learning programming it really helps you think. But if for example, when I was building the E-Counselling app, you have to think through a user's experience.
How to put yourself in someone's shoes.
So when the user logs in, the data comes. What am I doing with the data? Fine, you keep it in a database. But then how are you storing it? In which column? So how are you doing it? And then where are you taking the user from now? So you have to, when the user submits a request, you have to keep it, and then there are lots of things you have to do, get right. But it's not scary, it's actually nice. And you have to get them right. So in PHP, if you eliminate a semicolon, your page won't run as you wish. So you have to kind of get some things right to some points. And running through this process for a very long time, over and over again, it helps you kind of get things down to the detail, because you more like get you focused.
Okay, sure. I see. So, I want to know, what kind of developer are you? Are you a full stack or back end or front end? What kind of developer are you?
Okay. So behind the scenes, to my friends, I'll say I'm a full stack developer.
You're a full stack developer.
Yeah, but then it might come off as kind of too boastful, because you know everything, can do front end, can do that. Currently, when I was applying for the UIT, I'm a back-end developer. I do my front end myself, not from scratch, but then I do my front end. Okay, now I don't do this, but I do stuff myself.
Okay, sure. So, what are some of the opportunities in this programming? Opportunities. Why is it so necessary to learn programming? What are some of the opportunities?
You can easily become a billionaire, right?
A billionaire?
Yeah, you can come up with a world-changing. You can come up with a brilliant idea, and then build it, and then get a lot of users, and then become a billionaire. But the reason why I chose this path, because I focus on programming, because it's quite easy to get a lot of people. When you build something, if I build a website right now, I can get to 1 billion users in the next week, because everybody can just go to a URL and then see what I've done.
Okay.
But if I I don't want to compare any other project, but then if I kind of build something physical, getting it to 1 billion users in a week, it's kind of impossible.
Okay, I see.
With tech, you can easily scale. Scaling is easy.
Okay, so assuming you have given the chance, you have the power to do something about educational system in Africa or in Ghana here, what will you change? What will you do?
Oh yeah, so I'll make sure everybody gets equal privileges when it comes to education. So all public schools, I'll make sure everybody has a lab. I know it requires money and stuff, but you can do something about it. It's not fair for someone somewhere to be deprived of just a laptop with a mouse of you don't see them before, and then another person would just be just look at what's just seen every day, so they don't really regard it. They don't take it down.
So what's your last word? We are wrapping up now. Time is running out.
Right.
What's your last word?
So, first of all, I'd like to thank you for this opportunity, and for those out there, like I said, just follow your dreams.
They should follow their dreams.
Yeah, follow your dreams and follow your heart.
So, our brother here, Mr. Dickson, said you should follow your dreams. So remember, the name is Mr. Labs. The grammar is not good. Thanks for watching this particular interview. So if you find this video interesting, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. Click on the notification. Click on the. Remember, the grammar is not good. Click on the notification bell so that anytime I upload new videos, you can see what is going on. Thanks for watching this video.